Alcoholic.
Is Clint Eastwood gonna tell me to get off his lawn, bro?
All right, all right. Look, we're all here to get better.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Lige, I want to start with you. This is a really powerful personal story. What was the what was the inspiration to take this on? How personal was it for you?
Really comes down to I just wanted to try to show that recovery doesn't suck, or getting sober doesn't have to suck. Like,
Yeah.
I was inspired. I watched a movie. I watched The Way Back, and I love the movie, but I was like, why does it have to not? Why can't it be like my experience with it was like it's so fun, and there's this new life and hope and like comedy and absurdity and all this shit that goes with it, and it's just I don't ever see it in a movie, right? I always see the just drab, depressing sort of way. So that was the inspiration, and then I always wanted to do like a baseball movie, and I was picking a friend up from a sober living to take him surfing, and it all kind of just, hey, that'll work. That could be fun. What better than watch a bunch of misfits from some sober living have to do something? And then we figured it out, and there you go.
I don't think I've been more than 2 days without drinking in the last 15 years.
Johnny, this is such a nice performance from you. I love
Thank
when you've been really stretching yourself as an actor. And for you, what was the appeal for taking on this role, and what were the challenges?
Well, it was a great script, a lot of great actors involved, and I'm a father. I have 2 daughters. I've been through divorce, with my family, and I've had a lot of people in my life in recovery. My father was always wanted him to get sober. Eventually, he did, but like way later in life, which is good. But
Yeah.
so I had a lot to draw on, and my oldest daughter worked on the film, and in the scenes where I was, and I needed off-screen lines from my film daughter. My daughter Madison would read those lines. Those scenes were tough because I'd hear her
Wow.
little voice and I would crack. She's 28 now, but still,
Well, it's still your kid.
yeah, still my
Yeah.
kid.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's really cool, dude.
Hi, Dad. I miss you a lot.
I'm gonna need you to contribute, be an asset, and teach these guys something.
What was it like working with Johnny, working with Lige, and finding that not only these really sad, beautiful scenes of connecting with people who are struggling, but also kind of finding your voice, finding a connection. How did you both get involved? Let's start with you, GaTa.
I got involved because I was able to link up with Lije, great director. Shout out to Lije, man. He met me at a coffee shop over there in Venice Beach, California. And he was just telling me he was a fan and, hey, what kind of roles do you see yourself playing? I'm like, man, I see myself playing a black skater. He's like, man, I got the perfect role for you. You're going to be a surfer. You're going to be an ex-ketamine user. And, it was dope to be able to work with him, being that he did Peanut Butter Falcon. And then as far as working with Johnny Knoxville, America's favorite jackass, I grew up watching him all through high school. And just to see him transform into this great, amazing actor is dope. And then, just my own life, working on the Dave Show, working with Andrew Santino, I'm always hearing Bobby Lee's name. So when I meet him, it's just like, damn, this the guy right here. So it was just dope. And then just asking Bobby Lee questions like, about how you get the longevity in the industry and shit like that. Just priceless gems, priceless notes, working with great people.
You're here for a while. Do your chores and don't complain. It's pretty easy.
Everything's gonna be okay.
Welcome to the loony bin.
Yeah, I first of all, I want to say you're awesome, and I love this. Literally, the first moment on screen is fucking awesome. That big hug you give him. It's just so. How did you get involved?
So, I've been a part of the LA 12-step world since I've been here, since '98. You know what I mean? So it's like, I got called through people in the program about the movie, and then as soon as I read it and I found out who was directing, I knew Lige from that world as well. So for me, it was like, doing a movie, it felt like service. It didn't feel like, usually when you do a movie or TV show, it's about yourself and how am I going to look? And, what I mean, is this going to help my career or whatever? Right. But it's like with this one, it was like, no, I want to, the message is something that I fully support. And it felt like, I don't know, going to an A meeting every day,
Wow.
it felt supportive in that way. And I felt like, they really nailed it when it comes to that feeling. When I watch AA or 12-step elements in movies, it doesn't seem real to me, but this one felt so authentic and believable. So I just felt like it was meant to be, and I'm just so proud of being in it.
Well, I think that Lige was such an interesting man. I didn't know his history. I didn't know, I didn't know that he had the struggles with addiction. But I love the fact that he's
80 grand. Yeah. 80 grand.
Pretty nice trophy for softball.
We have to practice.
How are you hitting them and pretending that they're rice balls?
You need to pick out a team name.
now there's also a lot of, it seems like there's a lot of fun with this because you guys get to play softball. That looks fun. What was that like, and how did you guys actually, how serious did you take the games? Come on.
It was so much fun, but I was a little pain in the ass, I think, for Lige, because even if the shot was just a reaction on my face and I'm batting, in the script said I'd get a double, I would hit until I got a double. It's like, we don't care, we don't even see it. But I'm like, I just baseball was the only thing I was ever good at, and I don't know, I take a lot of pride in that, and it was a pain in the ass for Lige.
It was not.
Lige.
I respected it. He didn't like, if that's the only thing that he was a pain in the ass about, that was it. And he wasn't a pain in the ass. I told that he made.
You just said I was a pain in the ass.
Well, I guess it. If you're comparatively a pain in the ass about something, then that would be the thing, right? But
and also, I took a lot of step. I was having a step war with my girlfriend at the time.
Where's Johnny? Oh, he stepped, like he would walk through the neighborhood and circle the house doing steps. There's people next door. The neighbor lady was like, "Who is this guy out there?" What? Because she's like really old. She didn't have any idea who he was. You just see this guy stepping all the.
Well, I love that. See, Johnny, you're making a name for yourself outside the movie. That's amazing. I love that really quick. I know we don't have much time left, but I love the fact that you guys have created a film about imperfect people, and that because everyone's imperfect. And I think I feel like that would be really nice to play, Johnny. To finding those balances between good and bad and who we are as people.
Well, I don't know if it's this movie was about good and bad. It was just about, getting to a happy place in your life and how that is achievable, from whatever you're suffering from, whatever you're distracting with, drugs, booze, women. You can take back control of your life. It takes a lot of work, but you can get back control of your life, and it doesn't suck. Like, people are scared it's going to suck once they get sober, but Lige, you can speak to that.
No, I had this idea that my life was going to be over when I stopped drinking, because everything I had learned as a kid through into my adult life was like, I drank for any bit of social, I drank to get through work. I drank for all these things to help me like pull my life off. So I thought, I got rid of the alcohol, there's no way I'm going to be able to live my life. It's not going to be any fun. I'm going to be alone and all this stuff. And it held me out for so long. And what I've learned after getting sober and putting some time together is I was so fucking wrong. And I was that's kind of what I want everyone to know, is that it's not what you think it is at all. And it's so much better. And I wouldn't be doing it like this if it wasn't. And it's just like, I didn't see a lot of inspired examples as a kid into my early, adulthood life of of what it could look like, you know, so I didn't have any idea of that. And I wish more people did, because they might not stay out there so long if they could use the other side, if that makes any sense.
You smell that? Probably from the weirdo before you. Used to keep piss in Ziploc bags under his bed and collect his own eyelashes.
Specifically wanted to show that it is a good thing. What people are doing is good. And you're right, in movies, it's always the negative aspect. How much did you guys bring of yourselves into the characters you're playing? Bobby, let's start with you, because I'm all right with you. What did you bring that was you?
Well, for me, it's like when I read it, it felt like me, the role. And, and I talked to Lije, I'm just going to play it like myself, really. I'm not going to, I know that some of the scenes are pretty, absurd. Some of my reactions in it are emotionally absurd, but, we played with sort of the boundaries on it, so there were some tight takes where he was like, that was too much. But essentially, I felt the freedom just to be myself, because when you're around guys I've known, like Theo, I've known Theo for so long, I've known a lot of these guys, and so it just felt like I was in my living room or something,
Yeah. Now, what about you, GaTa? What did you take from this, and what did you bring that's you into this character?
Well, as far as being me in the character, I connected already because of the battles that I faced with addiction with my parents. They were drug addicts and they died, and they're not here no more. And then, just me with my personal lifestyle and issues, being bipolar and dealing with anxiety, that's how I was able to connect with this role and put myself into it, because I've really been in a padded room for 72 hours. I've really been diagnosed as 5150. So I was just able to be myself, but just in a different way. Like in this way, I was more so giving the help instead of getting the help. I was getting help, but I was also helping people in this movie by saying, hey, these are the rules of the house, Morris. Like, do this, do that. I was kind of like a leader when I'm usually following other people's footsteps and finding inspiration to get better.
GaTa, you're a fucking amazing man. I have to say that's cool. I didn't know you went through that, and my heart goes to you, and I think what you've done is impressive. Really fucking impressive. So I just want to say that. Yeah, you guys are great. I really hope people see this movie. I think it's important. We got to wrap up, but thank you guys so much.
Thank you so much for having us.
If you get free here, get clean here, a whole new world cracks open.
I know I'm a little fat now. I was a very sought after underwear model.